Welcome to Comic Book Curious. Can you tell us your name and your occupation?
Nate, so nice for having me. Thank you. My name is Jan Roessner. I am the co-founder and CEO of Earth Rising, a social impact gaming company.
Ooh, I can't wait for y'all to hear about this company. It is on fire. Okay, Jan, who is your favorite superhero and why?
So, how to tell? It changed a little bit over the time when I, kind of grew up. But one all-time hero, always Wolverine, but also Spawn. And you can kind of guess here a little bit the direction I'm going. Always like the underdog. How do you call that again? Not the counter superhero, but the one you wouldn't expect, right?
Anti-hero.
Anti-hero, exactly. Thank you. So who's a bit badass, who has not the best behavior all the time, but in the end has a really big heart and does the right thing for the right reasons. So that's who doesn't really likes to spend too much time in the limelight, but rather be behind the scenes and change the world for good.
That's a great answer. I love it. Okay, if you could have one superhero power, what would it be?
I would like to retain all the knowledge that I gather and pick it up by really quickly just looking at a book, for example, or just scanning a Wikipedia page and just retain all that knowledge. I think knowledge is king. Knowledge is the key to everything. And it really helps us to educate ourselves better, but also understand others better.
Oh, man, that is a good one. Okay, what is your superhero power now?
What is my superhero power now? If you want to say, if this goes in this direction, I think, I would say definitely empowering other people and making them kind of like, what's the word? So really getting them excited about an idea, really talking about something which then they translating a passion to others. I think that's my superpower, and getting them engaged and following me on that path. I'm grateful. I'm surrounded by an incredible team in my company, a management team that believes in the vision and the mission that we have put down for our company. And really that is the quote unquote superpower, if you would want, that I was able to translate that to them and make them believe in it.
I love it. So I guess one of the questions is, what is your passion? So why don't you tell us a little bit about this company that you're talking about?
Sure. So Earth Rising is a social impact gaming company. And so what that means is that we use really great immersive experiences in the video game space, in the streaming space, and others to come, to engage people around the world and create a playful path to social impact. So what we want to do is for you, if you engage with our products and games and streams and so forth, to just have fun, be surrounded in a community that loves to be engaging, entertaining environment. But at the same time, you don't have to really think, you're doing good in the world. So the goal and my vision is to have this, playing out in games, in events, in streams, in everything you can think of, comic books. And just by reading a comic book, you're doing something good in the world. You're changing something. You're planting a tree. You're cleaning water. You're taking plastic out of the ocean. So just by having fun, that's my goal. That's
I love that. I believe so deeply in that. What are some issues that you care deeply about? And for those of you who don't know, I just found out that he was an Air Force pilot. So cool. In Germany, right?
In Germany, yeah. So I was a helicopter pilot for the German Air Force. Yeah,
amazing, man.
Good amount of my, I was going to say childhood. We don't have child soldiers in Germany. For the good amount of my younger years, yeah, I spent my life there. So I'm very passionate about climate. I'm very passionate about animals, but frankly also human beings. So I turned vegan 6 months ago. That's a very new experience for myself, where I thought to myself, the meat industry, or, I don't want to get too political, but many of these aspects where we're consuming contributes to climate change in a very large way. So my passion or my idea really, my company is all about saving the world through playful engagement. I really need to practice what I preach, and I need to change my life of dieting or my diet. And I did. And so, my compassion for living creatures is supported through that. And then also the environment, obviously, ocean very much.
Has that impacted your weight or your health or how you feel at all, or not?
100%. So definitely my health. I felt, I don't know if I've a little plug in here, this documentary Game Changers, if you ever heard of it, seen it, it's a game changer.
Oh
literally. It's insane what they're saying there. And I always, when I see something like that, I want to test this for myself.
Yeah.
So when I watched it, I was blown away. Yeah. So I want to see, is this really true? So that was part, when people ask me why I'm vegan, it's kind of like a 3-pillar answer. This is the second pillar. It was part of that experience to see, is this really true? Does it change? And Nate, I tell you, 3 weeks in, it felt like a rush of oxygen running through my body. I was more alert, more aware of my surroundings. I was recovering faster, stronger. And then obviously, you have to take care of what you eat and also how much you eat, because now, it's not the quick stop at the deli where you get your sandwich with some cut meats. Yeah. But you need to think about where you get your stuff, and you also don't want to end up only eating bread all the time. Yeah. So that's a little bit more difficult, but it's also led a little bit to weight loss there and muscle loss. But that's just me, because I need to focus differently now. I'm still in that training circle. But I tell you, I feel so much better. My sleep is better. Yeah, performance-wise, I'm really happy.
That's great. Man, you're an awesome guy. Okay, who is an everyday superhero that you know in your life? And then the second question is, who would you like to have dinner with or work with that you don't know, that you would be like, I would love to work with Bill Gates or Elon Musk or Mother Teresa, but she's not around anymore, whoever.
Okay, first question. So I have a lot of friends in the LGBTQ community, or LGBTQ plus, as we say. And it's interesting for me. I was just invited, I think it was a birthday. And so as your reaction, you were in war, Afghanistan, you were a soldier. And I thought to myself, wow, this is incredible. Thank you. But you guys, for us as soldiers, it's quote unquote easy to fight a foreign force or an enemy that threatens our lives or the lives of our loved ones, or back, there's a difference, right? So that's you, that's us. Yeah. But members of the LGBTQ community are fighting this fight every day and against their own people. I cannot even imagine how much suffering and how much power you need to go through this every day. And they're my superheroes. It's incredible. It's so sad at the one side, but it's incredible to see that these people, that this community is standing up for itself every day and fighting every day. And I wish for them that this fight will soon end, and we'll try to make everything happen for the community that it will end soon. So that's my answer to part one. Everyday superheroes.
Great. Before you move on, I just met a lady who runs an organization called Gay for Good. And it's an awesome organization that gay people go and do social impact volunteering. And typically not at gay functions. Most 99% are not. And it's just a way for them to do things, to volunteer, to get out in the community, to show this beautiful community of connecting to people. Because if you know them, right, a lot of my best friends are gay, then there's no disconnect. It's just, oh yeah, my uncle's gay, my friend's gay. As if you know someone, it's a different thing, as opposed to, oh, I don't know any gay people, or I love how I just talk in a southern accent, but you know what? I'll connect you to her. She's it's an amazing organization. They're in 17 cities.
Fantastic. Actually, we're working on a VR event concept there. Maybe that would be a perfect fit to tie into as beneficiary or so. Would love to meet her. Absolutely. See, this is how this goes. Yeah. I love this. Perfect. The person that I would love to meet, it's kind of like it's maybe for different reasons than other people say. That's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I think this man just has his heart at the right place and is such a hard worker. Would love to. I find him inspiring as a person. I find him inspiring as a creator. I find him inspiring as a human being that is caring a lot for others. So that's one part. And then I also would love to meet Bill Gates, because I think, what he's doing right now in the space of vaccinations, with his philanthropy work, I think this is fantastic. And I would love, he would be the one, when he had this 2015, I believe, or 2017 talking about the germ games. I mean, he meant obviously like war games, like simulations, but I think we could build germ games to really help a kind of like a community to simulate what could happen amongst this, like better than any supercomputer could do, because the human factor would be included in there, right? And you're just doing reactions, and that's kind of like a simulation, and educate people at the same time. I would be fascinated by that.
That's a great idea. That's great.
Good.
Okay, cool. Those are great answers. All right, I'm going to try to remember my speed round for you. 1 or 2 word answers. Okay, ready? Batman or Iron Man?
Batman.
Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Fly or teleport?
Fly.
Favorite meal?
Pasta.
Ooh. Okay. Favorite 5 songs and your favorite artist that you listen to at the end of the day?
Michael Jackson.
Ooh.
For all the good and bad.
Yeah, I know.
A creator of incredible music that affected my whole life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Cyclops or Wolverine?
Wolverine.
Introvert or extrovert?
Extrovert.
Super strong or super smart?
Super smart.
Beach, mountains, or forest?
Beach.
Ooh.
Love the water.
Yeah, that's a good one. Best non-male character?
Best non-male character, Marie Curie.
Who's that?
Marie Curie invented... Yeah.
Marie Curie. How about like superhero character?
Superhero character. Okay. Best superhero character. I like Catwoman. I'm totally in that DC camp here. Yeah.
Okay. Who would win in a battle, Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Okay.
I would say Marvel.
Top 3 movies.
Definitely Avengers Endgame, I have to say. I mean, obviously. Top 3. Could I always watch again? Oh, good question. Ooh. Avatar was just touching. I loved that movie. And funny enough, what was the other one? Star Wars.
Yeah.
Star Wars, the first Star Wars.
The first one?
Actually, the third one. I mean, we're talking about the original ones, right? So the
Return of the Jedi.
The 6th one, the Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Okay. 2 other questions, quick 1 answers. New York or Chicago style pizza?
New York.
Yes.
How about city? That's my city.
Yeah, hell yeah. Favorite illustrator? Is it Todd McFarlane or is it someone else?
I think, I mean, I just love Image and Spawn's create. Todd McFarlane is just incredible.
Yeah,
I love it. That's 100%.
How about writer? Favorite writer?
That's harder. Can I go also like Goshkin, which is basically Asterix and Obelix? I don't know if you guys know that.
What is it?
That's like a Belgian comic book about these Gaelic warriors back in the days in the Roman Empire. And the last resort, the last remaining village that's fighting the Romans, and with superpowers and stuff like that. It's in Belgium comic, and Goshkin is the writer there. I think it's good. Yeah, it's called Goshkin. One of them is the writer. It's amazing. These stories, they have accompanied me throughout my entire life. And, I don't know why Germany has such an affinity to Belgian comic books. There's also Lucky Luke, Tintin, all of these different comics. And my parents would just have all of them there for me to explore. That was my entry into the comic book world.
Oh, what is it like? Talk more about being a German comic book lover and a European. I haven't learned anything about. I mean, this is me being comic book curious, right? I've been watching documentaries and learning about Jim Lee and Jack Kirby and the guys that started Superman in DC, but they rarely talk about European comics. So what's happening right now in comics, if you know, or how did it start? What have comics meant to you as a German kid? What did they mean to you?
So the 3 that I just mentioned, like Asterix and Obelix, there's probably like an English version of that. And Tintin it's definitely, there's another one also in English, because that's the French version or Belgian version. And then Lucky Luke, they were just fun, quirky stories. And we have, I think it's interesting. I don't think that there's really a rich German comic culture, because we're like the country of the thinkers and poets and stuff like that, right? So we got like Goethe and all of these things. That's what you grow up with when you're a child, right? So you're looking left and right to the Italians, which have these funny, like quirky comic books. The Belgians, which are a little bit more, I want to say, like ethnical and focusing on these different ranges of Tintin, for example, traveling the world. I mean, there was also like controversy about his ethnical and racial slurs that happened just during the time, because it was just how people would think. Anywho, so to answer your question, there is not a strong comic book culture in Germany per se, like originating from Germany, but people love comic books, and mainly American ones. And we have big comic book stores on the main streets, and you would just go there, flip there when I was in college and when I was in school, and just get my fix, the new comic books and what's coming out, Preacher. Then we had all of these different things that you looked into that they would get out there, and you had available. Yeah. And as a child, as I said, I mean, it's more the local stuff, a lot of French.
It's so cool, your journey as a kid that ended up in the military and now is doing. It's such a cool journey that you have. Do you think that the narratives and the storytelling was that informed by you in the Army or the Air Force rather? Was that informed by your parents? Where did you get this love or this impact mind that you have?
I tell the story, always carefully because it sounds so wild, but I always had this passion to do something. I didn't know what exactly, but I wanted to be part of a bigger thing. So I didn't want to be the kid or the person who sits at the dinner, at the TV, in front of the TV and says like, listen, oh, it's horrible what's happening in Sudan. What's for dinner, right? I wanted to be there. I was a very patriotic is not the right term. Like, I love valor. I love discipline. I love all of these things in regards to being a hero, hence my passion to superhero characters and so forth for them. So being there, being in the battlefield and doing the right thing, and you might die for it, but hey, you're there. You're doing the change, right? You're protecting your loved ones so they can live a normal life. You're there to create change. So I thought, like, it's a normal consideration then to join the forces because that's how I can create impact. Was not the case. Long story short, was not the case. Wrong decision. Like, oh. Then I made a different. So I thought, like, my mom always wanted to see me in politics, so I joined the political party in my country. And became an advisor for the security advisor in the reigning party there, and thought like, okay, maybe I can do change there. Was also not the case. Through this journey, it showed me that all of these parties, that the one party that is influencing all of the others is the economy. And I thought to myself, okay, I need to become a quote unquote influential, impactful, successful entrepreneur to have that, and with a big network, to be able to help people around the world and really create change. And that's what led me initially to my marketing agency, where I thought like, okay, clear, marketing, I can reach many people. Forgot about that. I'm actually doing marketing for others. And here now in the video game space, it's perfect. That's the biggest entertainment industry in the world. Perfect there.
I love it. I just read that book by Daniel Lubin, I believe his name is, who owns or he started Kind Bars and is a real big.
Oh, yes.
And he talked about he was going to leave his job as the boss of Kind and just to do philanthropy. And they said, you have so much more power if you're the CEO of Kind Bars than you are as just an ex-executive. So that's why he's still doing that. So there's
I heard a story about on how I built this. Guy Raz, NPR, love this podcast. Fantastic. Yeah, great guy. I didn't know that. Yeah, fantastic. Good choice. See, that's exactly. We need more good people in power positions.
I am so pleased to know you, and I can't wait to see your video games and see all the things that we create in the future.
Nate, I'm looking forward to that so much myself, and the future is wide open for us. There's so much opportunity, just one corner away.
Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, tell us your name one more time. I also not pronounced it.
My name is Jan Roessner. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Earth Rising.
Thanks so much, Jan.